Some fall colors, the foliage around Hidden D Ranch here in the area. And as Seinfeld used to say, a little video about nothing. Maybe me pondering why procrastination gets the better of us. Well, me anyhow. Glad you're here. Hang on to the other side of the break here. We'll be right back. I hope you'll join me on Ragamuffin-Piper. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Randy, the Ragamuffin-Piper. The fall colors, they have been pretty spectacular, and I promised you I'd get out and get you some footage of some of that, and this is that video. So I hope you'll stick around for the second half a little bit and see a little bit of the beautiful gold and red colors that just that tell us it's time for winter. And I don't think it's too far in the future for us, so I thought I'd get this done before I'm finishing it up in the snow. Got my cowboy coffee out here. Tennessee Piper, thanks for the shout out, man. I'm glad that we're getting back to trying some of the things that used to make us all happy. And yeah, there's just something about the old ways of doing it that not only connect with our memories, but they actually work pretty darn good. So got my cowboy coffee in here and my Rattray green 106 out here. I've got some Peter Stokeby luxury bullseye flake in there. Yeah, well, procrastination, huh? How is it that some of you never seem to run out of tobacco, and I'm like, okay, I went to the store. I'm very low. In a move of desperation, I bought one of those bags that you see. It says pipe tobacco on it. No, what it is it's the pencil shavings out of the pencil sharpener. That's what it is. That is the nastiest stuff there ever was. So, man, I put off ordering. Maybe I'm just don't like to spend the money. Maybe I just don't like ordering. I very much would prefer to walk into a store, buy what I want, and walk out, but that's just not possible around here. There just aren't that many brick and mortar stores for pipe tobacco anymore. So, Peter Stokeby luxury bullseye flake it is this morning. This has had about 2 years to age, so it's better than it was when I bought it. I can tell you that. Either that or I'm a lot more desperate. But I didn't get it lit real good before I started, so forgive the relights here. Gonna enjoy my coffee. You know, a discussion like the old Seinfeld show used to say, you know, I was probably too young to appreciate a show about nothing. But the older I get, the more I appreciate just the simple things in life and the things that make you laugh when you think about them later. There was an episode where in that Seinfeld show, if you never watched it, this will still be funny. There was an episode where he's sitting at a stoplight and the lady pulls up next to him and he's scratching his nose like this. But to her, it looked like... And he looks over and she's like disgusted that he's picking his nose at the stoplight. And he's like, it's a scratch. It wasn't a pick. And so the whole rest of the show is him explaining to all his friends how it was a scratch and not a pick. That's a little bit like life to me. We go around trying to explain the things. They're not as bad as they look. I didn't do that. It wasn't me. Well, it is fall, and we are going to get some snow pretty soon. This might be one of the last times I get out in the 100-acre woods. Probably not. It won't get that serious for a while, and I trudge around out here in the snow all the time, so. But boy, a lot of work, a lot of wood cleanup. I've got several trees still down. Should have been cutting on them a long time ago, but it's either too hot or too cold. Like the Three Bears story. I want it just right before I go out there and start cutting wood. Do you do that on anything? Do you find yourself putting it off like, well, when it gets just like this, then I'll take care of it. Sounds like me. This stuff's not gonna light right. Talking too much and not paying attention to this. Of course, I'm recording this so I can talk, not just stand here and enjoy my pipe. But it would be nice if I could do both, don't you think? I'll get it there. By the end of the video, it'll be lit perfect. Don't worry. In case you're wondering, it is a 9mm. I know I've said it before, but if you're new, this is a 9mm Rattray. Almost all my pipes are 9mm. So thanks to Tennessee Piper, kind of gave me a shout out about the coffee video. If you haven't seen that, I guess I'll put that at the end of this video. I don't reshare it a lot. That video has quite a few views, and it's still going strong, but you know, it was just an honest portrayal of how my family's made coffee for a lot of years, and not too many of us still carrying it on, but to me it's worth it. A little nostalgia in it, and a whole lot of good coffee. So you know, fall is one of my favorite times of the year. I love the colors of that, and I don't know whether it just is my cue that winter is coming. I do love the Thanksgiving and Christmas time of the year. We all go through moments, maybe times in our life where those don't have the same meaning to you anymore. Maybe like me, my dad passed away 2 days before Christmas. So for a while, I really had a problem with Christmas. You know, I really had a hard time getting in the mood the first few years, and then I remembered how much he liked giving gifts and the grin he would get when you would open them. Maybe these videos are kind of pay a little homage to him. He used to have an 8mm camera. You know, back in the 60s and early 70s, you got these little 8mm cameras, and they didn't shoot well in low light, so they had, you know, basically a car headlight that he would turn on. And so when he would shoot videos, we'd be sitting there, you know, and he'd turn on the light, and we'd all be like, it'd be like sitting in front of a train trying to smile and show your gifts. It's a good thing there weren't sound on those, because there was probably a lot of, oh, Dad, gosh, turn that down. Where's the dimmer switch? But he loved taking those home film videos, whatever you want to call them. He loved taking those, and every so often we used to get the projector out, not the TV, the projector, set up the screen, you know, and we'd sit there and put those reels on and watch the old family videos. I have some of those converted to actual video files, thanks to my brother, and I learned to enjoy Christmas again because it's my gift back to him for teaching us. It was about giving, and it was about laughing, and the real reason for Christmas, and we're not at Christmas yet, but the giving to others. Now, Thanksgiving's coming first. I mean, for some of you, it's like Halloween. Don't get past Halloween, but just remember that, you know, being kind to somebody else, that's the best gift you could give them. Being kind and generous. I know it can be stressful for a lot of us, and people are out shopping and knocking people over. I do not do that. I do not do that kind of shopping, man. I do not appreciate Black Friday. I don't go to those kind of sales. But maybe just maybe keep it on your mind when you're in line or you're somewhere and somebody's having a problem. Maybe you could just hand them a note of kindness. You know, if they're short a couple of pennies or a buck or two and you can spare it, well, maybe pay the rest of their bill. Maybe smile at a kid that's having a hard time in the basket and throwing a fit, or you'd like to help them, take them outside maybe and give them a little what for. Give them a smile. Maybe they'll pay attention to somebody who's genuine. Maybe not. And if you happen to see my son with his 2 kids in the cart, pray for him. They're 3 aisles over screaming bloody murder. Hey, Josh. The black dog, she loves wintertime. You wait and see when the snow flies. I'll get some video. She goes out and lays it. It rolls around, turns upside down. She has appreciation for the weather. And you know, why can't we be a little more like that? Everything that comes around, just appreciate the moments and the time that you have with the family and the kids and your friends, and enjoy the colors. So I'm gonna move on. We're gonna get ready. I'm gonna go down to the lake, and I'm gonna give you some fall foliage down by the lake. We live near Lake Ponderay, and I'm gonna give you a little glimpse of that. And some color here around the Hidden D Ranch. So I hope you enjoy that. Stick around. We're gonna start that right now. God bless you. We'll see you again on Ragamuffin Piper. This is Randy. Make it the best day yet, all right? I hope you enjoy. We'll catch you next time.